friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie. Today I'm going to be doing a look inspired by Dana Bomar, which I will put right here. I will be using the Smoke Sessions palette today. I'm pretty much just gonna stick with like all of these like blues here. Literally I used every single one of those like bluey greens, so I paired it with a really like peachy cheek and a peachy lip. I just think that the colors really tie in well together. So yeah, if you'd like to see how to achieve this look right here, then just keep on watching because I'm gonna show you. Alright, so my eyes are prepped and ready to go. In the background, you might hear a few noises. I have my white teak woodwick candle burning right now. I love these candles. I think they smell so great, but because it has a wooden wick, it does make a crackling noise, so you are going to hear that. You might also hear the association people mowing lawns in the neighborhood, so I'm sorry. Okay, let's get down to business. To defeat the hunt. I'm pretty much just going to be using like these guys right here. I love these like blue, green, turquoise colors. That was primarily the reason that's why I bought this palette, was because of all of those like really beautiful teal colors. Do I need more teal eyeshadows? Realistically, no, but I don't have colors like these, and I also don't really have colors like these either. So I felt this palette was pretty unique, and that's why I picked it up. I'm taking the Space Queen eyeshadow. It's that kind of matte teal color, that dark one, and I am applying that to the inner and outer corner of both of my eyes. I mentioned in my last video that I bought this palette on 420, and I did. It released like a few months ago, and I wanted to buy it really bad, but at the time I didn't have money, and then it sold out, so I told myself that when it came back in stock, I was going to put down everything and buy it immediately, and that's exactly what I did. Realistically, I didn't have the money to pay for the palette at the time either, but Sezzle came through, hooked your girl up. Sezzle is kind of like Afterpay, which honestly is a really good service if you are buying things but maybe you don't have the money at the time. Which, by the way, don't buy things when you don't have the money. I'm so serious. Don't use credit. Like, only buy things if you know that you can afford it. This, realistically, I should not have bought, but also I'm glad that I have it. Literally the morning of 420, I woke up, I grabbed my phone, I went on the website, and I bought it literally like as soon as I woke up. And then it also came with the I Heart Melt lighter, which has little pot leaves on it, super cute. And there's little pot leaves all over the palette too. It's kind of cute. I love this palette. This is the first thing I ever tried from Melt Cosmetics, despite me always wanting to try something from them, and I love their shadows. This formula is probably my favorite, despite only using them like a handful of times. I'm gonna dip into this mean green color right here. It's that really pretty kind of dark metallic green, and I know that you really shouldn't use like shimmery shades to blend out mattes, but I really don't care. I'm gonna take a little bit of a smaller brush, and I'm gonna go in with the color Sweet Tooth, which is that really beautiful metallic mid-tone teal. Actually, I'm gonna use a flat brush. I'm gonna use a flat brush to apply this, yeah. And I am starting at the center of my lid. I'm starting with a dry brush, but I think I'm gonna spritz my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus. I just wanna give a bit more of like an intense teal look. Oh wow, okay. And I'm literally taking that with the flat brush into the crease. I am really digging this kind of like blown out like shimmery metallic looking eye. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more mean green. I'm gonna start to deepen up the outer corners, and then I think I'm gonna add a little bit more Space Queen to add some more depth. And then I am just going to replicate all of this onto the other eye. Have you guys seen the season finale of Game of Thrones? I did. I certainly watched the season finale of Game of Thrones, and I have some thoughts. This will be a little spoilery, I won't lie. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. If you want to skip ahead to the not spoilery section, like, totes understand. I'll see in a little bit. But, you know, be prepared for some spoilers. First, I just want to say that Game of Thrones is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It comes a close second to The 100, which is my #1 favorite TV show of all time. I love Game of Thrones because I think that it's a clever story. There's a lot of really, like, intelligent, very smart dialogue. I like how the show does subvert expectations, but in a way that's like really clever, that is very unexpected and kind of leaves you thinking. Season 8 subverted expectations, which, I mean, that was kind of the whole theme of this season, was to subvert expectations. How do you subvert viewers' expectations when they're already used to it? Somebody, I will have to find the video, maybe link it down below, but there was a video where one of like those like Game of Thrones like YouTube channels made a video about how like the Viper in the Mountain subverted expectations by not subverting expectations. That's what I like so much about Game of Thrones. It's just such a smart, it's just a really smart show, and I've always loved it. But I won't lie, this season, it's not been my favorite. It's not been my favorite of the seasons, for sure. You would have thought that, like, because season 7 was really good, that season 8 would be just as good, but it was not. Everyone and their mother can tell you that the season was, like, super duper rushed. I feel like the Daenerys, like, Mad Queen storyline would have been fine if they had, like, actually built up to it instead of her just, like, flipping on a dime. And you could say that they had been leading up to this since the very beginning, and they have been foreshadowing it, but foreshadowing is not character development. They had spent, like, literally 6 seasons proving why Daenerys, despite having, you know, motives of power, she was a good person with a pure heart. Literally, even Emilia Clarke herself said that she was so disappointed with the way that her character had, like, turned. And here's why it's so frustrating. I think this was, like, George R.R. Martin's, yeah, I'm pretty sure the ending was how George R.R. Martin, like, wanted it, but I think that the route that David and Dan took is different than lawnmowers. I think that the route David and Dan took was just very different from the route that George wanted to take, with his characters, with the direction of the story. They would have both ended up at the same place, but, like, the paths would have gone like that. You know what I mean? And then the whole, like, Jaime going back to Cersei thing, that also really pissed me off, because, again, like, they had spent so long proving that Jaime was becoming a good person, and then he slept with Brienne just to leave her in Winterfell? Like, what? And I so naively thought that he was going to kill Cersei, because he'd become a good character, but fucking apparently not. And then the way Cersei died under fucking, like, stones, are you joking me? A building collapsed on Jaime and Cersei, that's how they die. Which is so lame, because Cersei was one of the best players of the Game of Thrones, and she was a good character, but she was a bad person. Me and, like, so many other people would have loved for Cersei to die in a more fitting way, like, to have been, like, stabbed or fucking, like, killed by Daenerys or Jon or Arya or Jamie or even Gendry. I would have been fine if fucking Gendry killed Cersei, especially since, like, I'm pretty sure that's Gendry's birth mother anyway. So, by the way, I did mix 2 foundations. I mixed my Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation with the MAC Prolongwear Nourishing Waterproof in NC30. This is in the color 20. And then, do you know who ends up on the Iron Throne? Was it Daenerys? No, they killed her. Was it Jon? No, he was sent back to the Night's Watch, despite the Night's Watch not really needing to exist anymore because the White Walkers are all gone. Bran sits on the Iron Throne. Bran is sitting on the Iron Throne. Tyrion goes like, who has a better story to tell than Bran? I don't know, literally every other character in the show. And I know that, like, everyone and their fucking mother has said the exact same thing, but that's only because, like, that's how it is. Like, everyone else wanted the same thing. What happened to all those prophecies? Azor Ahai, aka the prince who was promised. What about the Valonqar prophecy? Why did Arya study with the Faceless Men? Why does Bran have working powers? Like, what are all those for? Right now, I am concealing with the Pro Conceal and Correct palette from MAC. I just mixed, like, a bunch of colors together. And I'm just kind of dotting them on and blending them out. It reminds me of my favorite, the whole Game of Thrones thing, reminds me of my favorite book series when I was a kid, Maximum Ride. I loved those books. And I'm pretty sure the series was supposed to end at book 3. And the first 3 books were building up the characters' powers. It was building up, like, so many different things. And then James Patterson decided to extend the books past book 3. And then, like, they stopped using their powers. They developed, like, totally new ones and forgot about all the old ones. Like, everything that had happened in the first 3 books kind of didn't matter because the direction that the other books were going was just totally different. And it just kind of felt like sloppy writing. You forget about these powers, or I guess the author does, but, like, I didn't. I'm like, so where do all these powers go? Like, how could they just forget about them and then never use them again? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I am currently using the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is the color Almond. I'm just using that to kind of add a little extra coverage and highlight. I don't know why. I'm really feeling like I want some coverage. I do know why. It's because my skin looks like trash. And I'm also just going to put a couple dots of Swan underneath the eye, and then we're going to blend. So, yeah. I was just really disappointed with how the show ended. I think it could have gone so many different ways. And, like, even the actors themselves understand that the season was, like, pretty bad. Despite that, I'm still not going to sign a petition to remake the season because I just think that's really inconsiderate to all the actors, to, you know, people who spent, like, hard hours on, you know, this final season. It took 2 years to make, and, like, sure, it wasn't the best season ever by far, but, like, come on, really? You really think that they're gonna remake the last season? They're not. It really is just, like, so disrespectful because it literally is saying, like, I know that you spent so long working on this final season, but we don't like it, we don't think it's good enough, and we want you to redo it. Okay, anyways, rant over. I'm done talking about Game of Thrones right now. I'm setting my under eyes with the Kat Von D Lock-It translucent powder. And I'm just gonna set the center of my face as well. Actually, I will say one last thing about Game of Thrones. There was a lot of people on TL who were like, oh, I'm so glad that, like, Game of Thrones is over, so everyone can stop talking about it, nobody cares about it. First of all, clearly people care about it. Second of all, you act as if you have never tweeted about some dumb, useless shit that nobody cares about. People just hate Game of Thrones because it's everywhere. Okay, that's it. Okay, now my rant is over. I'm done. For sure, I'm done. I'm gonna zoom you back in. Hello. I'm gonna go back in with a Sweet Tooth color. I'm gonna apply that right to the lower lash line with my little flat brush. But now I'm looking for some TV show recommendations. I am trying to watch season 6 of The 100. It is my favorite show. However, I watched the first episode only, so I really, like, can't say too much about the season, but I only watched the first episode and I wasn't a fan. Season 1 was good. Season 2 was the best season. Season 3 was meh. Season 4 was bad. Season 5 was good. I'm gonna do a little extra spritz again. I am still gonna watch The 100. I have to build up the energy. I have to build up the energy to watch this season. I'm taking that Space Queen color again, and I am applying this to the inner and outer corners with a little brush, a little flat brush like this. Okay, then I'm gonna take the color Blue Dream, which is that really beautiful iridescent light teal. I'm gonna take that onto my little pencil brush, and I am going to really spritz the brush because I really want to get like an intense inner corner highlight. Okay, I've got you zoomed back out. I'm going to finish up the rest of the face. I'm going to use my Aaliyah Baby Girl Bronzer. I love this when I'm tan. Love this in the summer. I'm just going to lightly bronze. I don't want to go like too hard. I don't want to contour. I just want some warmth. I will be going blonde soon, which is going to be super exciting. So I'm going to change from this like bluey silver to like an actual like bleach blonde. And I'm hoping that it'll inspire me to start doing my hair again, because lately I've really only been wanting to get it out of my face. So I've just kind of been doing these like little like braided twisty hairstyles. I have not been wanting to style it. I've just been so lazy with my hair, which that's why I went silver in the first place was, I mean, one, because I wanted to, but also so I wouldn't be lazy. By the way, right now I'm taking High Beam from Benefit, and I am just blending that out with a little brush. I'm probably gonna style my hair today. I think I'm gonna curl it, which I love having like curled hair. I just never have the energy to curl my hair because, like I said, it is long and it is thick. And nobody really understands how thick my hair is until they do my hair. When my assistant manager first dyed it, when we did our first bleaching session back in like December, she was like, oh my God, your hair really is thick. And I'm like, uh-huh, I told ya. She's like, I never realized how much hair you had. And then when my friend Gigi cut my hair back in February? No, back in March. She cut my hair back in March, and then like literally a month later one of my coworkers was like, oh my God, your hair is so long again. And I'm like, uh-huh. So let's see if I can motivate myself to do my hair today. We'll see. I'm gonna take the Hyper Real Glow Flash and Awe palette from MAC. I'm gonna take the color Light of the Party, which is that really pretty like gold one there. And I'm applying that straight over top. Normally I would layer some Hush cream color base on top, but I'm just kind of liking this way it is, not really feeling like putting another highlighter on top. For blush, I am wanting to use a cream though. I'm gonna go in with the color Ginger Spiked. It is from one of the Quicktrick sticks from MAC. And I am just applying that to the cheeks. I think I'm gonna take my brush. That's how I'm gonna apply it. Yeah, I don't wanna like remove too much foundation from my face. You know what I've really been missing lately? My backdrop. I've been missing my backdrop lately, and I want to put it back up. The only thing is that it is really big and it's kind of a nuisance in my bedroom, but I really want to back up because I just love having like a little backdrop. I think it's always fun, and I don't really care for my like IKEA lamp being in the background of my videos, especially since it's crooked as fuck. Oh my god, look at that blush. That's so beautiful. But because I've been wanting to do more videos lately, I've been wanting to put my backdrop up, and I've been wanting to do more or different types of videos. I was gonna do an empties video, and then I filmed it. The lighting was totally off. I had lipstick all over my teeth, and I did not know that until after I had thrown all of my empties into the recycling and they had been taken out. So we're starting from scratch. I'm just gonna scrap it. It does not matter. I did not need those empties. I tossed them out for a reason. I'm gonna start over. We're gonna do it again. I have another bag going of some empties, so it won't be too long until we'll do another one. So I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of liner to the waterline. I'm gonna add Undercurrent from MAC, which I used in my last video as well. I just love this pencil. I think it's beautiful. I think it fits this palette really well, especially those kind of green colors. So I'm just gonna line the waterline. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm gonna pop on some lashes, and then I will come back to figure out a lip. My hair may or may not be different. We shall see. Hello, I am back. I did my hair. I put some lashes on. I'm wearing my stacked MAC 35s and 48s. So now we're gonna do a lip. I also changed my clothes because I just wasn't feeling what I was wearing, you know what I mean? I'm gonna use Boldly Bare from MAC. It's a really pretty like peachy color because I wanted to do more of like a peachy kind of lip. In the picture, Dana Bomar is wearing a really peachy lip, and I think that just looks really pretty with the look. So that's what I'm gonna do. Normally I'd apply a little bit of like MAC Prep and Prime lip, but I'm honestly not feeling like keeping this on for a while. I'm probably just gonna take it off in a little bit. For lipstick, I'm gonna do Shy Girl from MAC. It's a really pretty peachy color. I think it's gonna go really well with the eyes, so. Alright, and this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like. If you'd like to see more of me, then just hit subscribe. All of my links will be down below, so Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!